guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a very big one. You may ask why. Well, I got a tripod. So, this is gonna be very big, especially for filming videos like this one where I have to use my hands a lot. So today we're going to be changing a few outlets. So we're gonna be changing this one here and that one over there where it says my name over there. So we're gonna be changing these two. So what we're gonna do first, like any other electrical project, we are going to turn off the power. So let's go over here. Let's go over to my bigger panel. Now I'm gonna have one hand for this because I'm using the tripod. So we're gonna turn it off. Close that. Put our tripod back down, and now I have both hands. So I'm move it about that close. We're starting zipping my electrical food bag. So the first thing we're gonna put in is this Ivory Leviton. I think that's Leviton. Yeah, Leviton duplex receptacle. So first thing we're gonna do, like any other project, is check with a outlet tester. Make sure we're dead, and we are. So next thing we're going to do, take a screwdriver. Oh gosh, I appear to have left my screwdriver in the other room. One moment. I finally found it. It took me a few minutes to find, and only for it to be just right in my bag. So that was fun. Okay, so we're on the right bit, flathead bit. We're gonna start unscrewing. So do that. I have changed this one before, but it does not match the others, and for some reason it's really like weirdly loose. So let me just adjust my camera. Okay, now I'm gonna do something I saw on YouTube. I'm going to not use a Phillips for the outlet. I'm gonna use a #1 square Robertson. I heard that this is actually way better for taking out old outlets. Or is it? Huh, maybe it isn't. YouTube, you have to see me again. Oh yeah, it is, okay. Apparently it's to avoid stripping out old outlets and stuff, because I guess it's really good for getting these screws out. Okay, so probably a tripod like right there. Jeez, okay, here go the washers. That's a lot of wire, so I'm gonna do my casual thing. I'm going to round, shorten it about as little as I can. Strip that hot conductor off, neutral, and angle the phone down for the ground. Okay. Now we're going to straighten these again. Let's take, yes, right here. Line the wire up on the 14 gauge hole. That's the 12 gauge hole. Show myself. Pull it up. How do I always do this where I'm trying to strip 14 gauge and I end up on the 12 gauge hole? Even after being on the 14 gauge hole. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Obviously, you don't have to strip the ground. I will loosen that though. Or not loosen, but untwist, because it's like twisted at the end. That can end up bad. Okay, now I'm just gonna zoom out a bit actually. Let me know what you guys think of that. I think that's actually good. I'm going to take my wire. I'm going to give it a nice curl. Going to bend. It's a pretty decent hook. And we're going to bend this one too. Pretty decent hook. And we're going to also bend our bottom. Let me know what you guys think about me filming with a tripod. I really like it, but I mean, I've only been doing it for, let's say, the past 5 minutes, but still, I like it so far. Okay, that's the old outlet. Almost put that one in. Let's do hot, goes to our gold. It feels so nice to be able to show this. Okay, and let's try that. There you go. Slide that out of my way. That's something, a little bag in my way. And we're going to put the neutral on the silver. Don't really want to mess up here. Okay, and then ground, or the bare wire, will go onto our green screw. So do that. Good. And I'm going to take my needle nose, hold the wire, and just pinch. I don't do this on every single one of them because it is a lot harder to do on each one, but you can if you have the ability to. I just, even when I'm on like the work, like even when I'm on like the job, I don't do it. But in case you guys don't know, I do electrical work as an apprentice. Okay, so let's do that. But next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the gloves off for this one, is find it first. Okay, one moment. Now I'm going to try to go around the edges with some electrical tape. Now, you don't have to do this. However, I like to do it. Some people don't. I mean, it's really okay. Like, you are not forced to do it. I just prefer to do it. That's just something I've always been taught to do. It's a very good practice to do, especially working on high voltage, like 120 volts. Okay, cool. And now I'm just going to grab my utility knife, right here, yep, and just scrape it and then rip off. Last bit, we have one more outlet to do after this. Okay, that is perfect actually. So now I'm going to tuck these back into the box, make sure none of our connections get undone. Okay, take my number 1 square Robertson, line it up. Now this outlet I've had issues with in the past, not biting the drywall, but as long as we can do it right here, we should be okay. Okay. All right. Now that one, just a little like, I'm just gonna, for reference, I'm not putting this faceplate on, but I'm just going to put it on, so like over the top. Okay. Now, interesting thing, like if you put ivory on white, it actually looks pretty nice, but if you put white on ivory, it does not look as nice. Interesting fact. And of course I did that. Oh my goodness, I bought the wrong cover plate. Well, that's fun. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun trip to the hardware store tomorrow. Okay, well, that was really, really fun. Oh boy. Oh, wow, this is gonna be hard to tighten. Oh my. Dude, like, oh, this is really going to be a pain to tighten. You know what, but it actually would help Aiden's life safety if you use the right bit size. Coming to think of it, to use the 1/4 inch bit instead of 3/8. Just angle that a little better so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, plate's still a little loose. It's not super tight. I was just checking. I always go vertical on my screws, but if you prefer to do horizontal, that is perfectly okay. That's good. We're just gonna plug this outlet tester in. I know we're still dead on the power. I'm just gonna make sure like none of these push or anything. Outlets are really annoying to first plug something into. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next outlet and last outlet. We're back. So this is going to be the second outlet we're gonna do, just to, of course, verify. We're dead? Yep, we are. Okay. Let's see. First thing we're gonna need, once again, should be a screwdriver. Okay. I'm gonna actually try to back up my tripod a bit, just to see if that helps, because I'm not bumping it too bad, but I keep hitting on my finger a bit. Okay, so here's the problem with this outlet. I'm not just going in my house changing outlets for no reason. I'm actually changing these for a pretty decent reason. This one is pretty loose. The outlets in this house, number one, have not been updated since the 80s, at least. This screw has some is going to be a bit difficult to get out. This is going to be a bit difficult. This is not going to be super fun to get out. This is what happens, guys, when people like painters or whoever's doing whatever. Like, I think whoever did this this outlet we're working on right now was actually done by the previous homeowner. So when he did this, he did not do a very good job at not painting over the screws, which in turn makes it very difficult for me because now I have to use a screwdriver to get this out. I'm just going to use a Phillips bit. I know I said you should use a square number one Robertson, but it does not hurt to use a Phillips bit if you absolutely have to. This drywall's also a bit loose. No, not that loose, but just a bit. Okay, that should be it. Just be able to do the rest with my finger. There we go. Now you gotta be careful. I mean, in my situation, it's pretty okay what I did there, but it's not always like the best to peel off like that. It's like pull it off because it can rip the paint. In this instance, I know a lot of the times I do restrip, but for this time, I'm going to actually use the old connections. These wires are a bit short because I don't know why they're short, but I mean, the basement was rewired, so I don't know why they're still really short. I think the guy originally rewired the basement because the wires were really short and old, and there might have been some sort of incident, but I don't know him, so I can't provide super good explanation. They're gonna have to recurl that, aren't I? Now for this one, we can probably cut because the ground is like, what's it called? Curled around the edge. Okay, my needle nose should be right here. I'm just going to have to fix the curl on the neutral. So there we go. And I'm going to fix the ground curl. That is way too close. That is not going around any outlets. Open. Okay. Cool. Okay. That's the old outlets. Almost just, okay. I don't know why I'm not wearing my gloves right now, because I already have a cut, which is not fun. That's why I wear the gloves. Romex is not fun. Okay, I'm wearing the gloves. It just cut me again. Okay. I'm not going to be wearing the gloves for now, unless I really have to. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. This ground is not my favorite thing to work with in the world. I don't really like bare grounds. Like, every time I've worked with sheathed grounds, I've just really enjoyed the experience more. Like, bare grounds just are not my thing. You guys cannot tell, but I mean, especially with how much I talk about sheathed grounds, you can probably tell by this point that I just do not like the bare grounds at all. I mean, I think they are a very good like invention. Like, they are not a bad invention. They definitely are good because, like, if anything does come into contact with them, they do trip. I just really hate hooking them as opposed to, like, wire sheathing on it, like this black right here. Like, say I had to hook it and didn't use my old connection. Like, I would much prefer to have hooked that black than hook the sheathed ground, which sometimes you really do have to, and that is okay. I mean, the unsheathed ground. I just said sheathed ground. Sometimes you really do have to hook it. I don't know why I'm blabbering on about sheathed grounds. That's not super content worthy. Nobody really wants to hear me talk about that. Just simple. If you're watching this, maybe reconsider. I don't know. I'm not the expert. They are. Are they? I really don't know. Okay, I sound like a total idiot. Okay. cool. Let me just make sure that's nice, but let me just make sure these can tuck back in, which they can. It should be able to. It's just they use very not controversial, I almost just controversial, very complicated wire nuts here. I always like to use the little, if I'm doing a job like this from scratch, I like to use the little yellow wire nuts with the wing on them because they're just way easier. But that's just my personal preference. Put that in there. Perfect. Okay. I want those to stick out. I just realized this video is already, I almost said already been going on for 15 minutes. That's quite a while. This one should bite the drywall easy. There we go, the ears on the drywall. These little Mickey Mouse ears on the outlet are the things you want on the drywall. Okay, that is perfect. Okay, outlet does not go in every time you try to plug something in. Faceplate reference, perfect actually. Wow, that's a really good fit. Jeez, I think that's in there. My screwdriver bit. Can't wait to test out my work here. I doubt I did anything wrong. I definitely think I probably did it right. So while I'm talking to you guys here, like, I'm really proud we've hit over 400 subscribers. I'm proud of how fast we've grown this channel. All right, perfect. Our work here is done. So now there's only one last thing to do. The scariest part of the whole job, turn on the breaker. 3, 2, 1. Whew, nothing blew up. Okay, that's always a good sign. Okay. Perfect wiring. Oh, it's annoying to pull out. Okay. Whew, here we go. 3, 2. Oh my gosh. 2, 1. Okay. Perfect wiring again. Whew. I'm gonna turn the power off to get that out. I do not want to touch those prongs. Talk about annoying. Wow. Okay. So, it's definitely one of the easier jobs I've done. That was a pretty fun job. I'm really, really glad I got this tripod now. Just gonna clean up after myself. I know this is very rare to see electricians clean up after themselves. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I don't want to drag this video any longer. So, peace out, guys. See you in the next one.